Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, November 11th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 637 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Rep. Ilhan Omar says a man who called her office and said tell her I'm going to kill her today has been convicted of threatening lawmakers. Black Lives Matter activists threaten riots if Mayor-elect Eric Adams reinstates NYPD anti-crime units. Alabama boy certified as world's most premature baby. Lobster caught in Maine is insanely rare and she's a beauty. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's son sentenced for stabbing neighbor. Michigan AG says she drank too much at football tailgate. Judge yells at prosecutor during Rittenhouse cross-examination. Ex-Iowa trooper facing federal charge over 2017 traffic stop. Will Smith says that his mom accidentally caught him and his then-girlfriend deep in the throes of reckless lovemaking when he was a teenager. Austin forces cancellation of Veterans Day parade, Governor Abbott, others respond to slap in the face. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. China's leader Xi warns against Cold War in Asia-Pacific, Associated Press. Veterans Day discounts, deals at Walgreens, Kohl's, Staples, plus a free haircut and car wash, USA Today. Judge Bruce Schroeder's reputation as a tough jurist comes through in Rittenhouse trial, CNN. Jerry Douglas, who starred on The Young and the Restless for more than 30 years, dies at 88, USA Today. Fireball lights up Carolina skies, RAL.com. Elon Musk sells $5 billion in Tesla stock days after Twitter poll, The Guardian. NASA SpaceX crew 3 astronauts headed to International Space Station, NASA. Number 1 pick Cade Cunningham and number 2 pick Jalen Green battle in their first matchup, ESPN. Judge again rejects Trump's effort to delay January 6 committee's bid for his White House records, Politico. Prince Harry talks about invisible wounds that exist in the darkness at NYC military gala, HuffPost. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Seth Meyers names the Kellyanne Conway quote that nobody should ever forget. House Democrats move to censure GOP Rep. Paul Gosar over violent video. Judge overturns Texas ban on school mask mandates in blow to GOP governor. Prince Harry talks about invisible wounds at NYC military gala. Jury hears 911 calls made months before Ahmaud Arbery was fatally shot. New York Attorney General releases interview transcripts in Andrew Cuomo harassment probe. Houston police walk back unsupported claims of drugs injected into Astroworld security guard. North America's rarest mammal makes surprise appearance in Colorado garage. Judge okays $626 million settlement in Flint water litigation. Netflix's Single All the Way trailer has holiday hijinks and Jennifer Coolidge. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. St. Louis County responds to 200 car break-ins. Man arrested after joyride in stolen truck. Veteran receives van as thank you for his service. Woman seeks answers in husband's death. Smugglers abandon child at border crossing. Data sheds light on police pointing guns. Amtrak train hits delivery truck and investigation is underway. Woman dressed as delivery worker caught. 3YO receives federal jury duty letters. Parents of son killed open up. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Judge rules Texas schools can set mask mandates. China's communist elite meet as Xi Jinping seeks to cement his grip. Highlights from NASA's Crew 3 launch to the space station. The secret to a better green salad. It came off creepy. 6 key moments from the Cuomo transcripts. Andrew Cuomo under oath, proud, prickly and often unable to recall. I defended myself, Kyle Rittenhouse tells jurors in his homicide trial. Swift ruling in January 6 case tests Trump's tactic of delay. California businessman is sentenced to 30 years in $1 billion Ponzi scheme. Why wokeness has so many opponents. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, November 11th. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Labour MP needed wheelchair to get off flight to Gibraltar after drinking with SNP colleagues. Care worker, 32, says he feels betrayed as ban on unvaccinated workers comes into force today. Jerry Douglas of The Young and the Restless has died at 88. Elon Musk sells $5 billion worth of Tesla shares to cover tax obligations. Cleo Smith found, police search for WA girl sleeping bag after she went missing on camping trip. Inside the luxury yacht George and Amal Clooney are using while in the Whitsundays. Drone footage captures moment swimmer comes within inches of a shark close to shore at major beach. Heart-stopping moment girl walks across the top of 30 high crumbling wall of ruined Dorset Castle. I will not be silenced, Israel envoy who is barracked by student mob brands them shameful. Parents of girl crushed by falling fireplace say they complained to landlord but nothing was done. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Why the WHO is pushing for a global pandemic treaty. Now silent under Taliban, Akawa cinema awaits its fate. China launches combat drills, dubs U.S. lawmakers Taiwan trip sneaky. Photos show Kenya's drought has left animals starving to death. Prince Harry says he warned Twitter the day before January 6 Capitol riot. Migrant march dwindles in southern Mexico. Cuba accuses U.S. of organizing the new protest demonstrations. Ready for Squid Game Season 2? Creator says it's coming. Migrants trapped in Poland-Belarus standoff, want to know. COP26 Climate Summit draft reveals which fights remain. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. It's our lifeline. The Taliban are back but Afghans say opium is here to stay. Coronavirus news live, Europe COVID deaths rise 10% in a week, 10 U.S. states sue over vaccine mandates. US-China deal on emissions welcomed by global figures and climate experts. There is no normal, what it's like to be a teenager today. Thou House in Africa, the hospital in sweltering Senegal inspired and funded by the Albers. New species of big-nosed dinosaur discovered by retired doctor. Sustainable banger, Jarvis Cocker stars on climate-themed dance track. Here's why I think the Green New Deal is a bad idea. DJ Chakraborty. Meet the inactivists, tangling up the climate crisis and culture wars. Injecting poison will never make you healthy, how the wellness industry turned its back on COVID science. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. SpaceX crew launch marks 600 space travelers in 60 years. After Twitter poll, CEO Musk sells off $5 billion in Tesla shares. Watch, Yellowstone National Park covered in snow. Watch, fog rolls over California peak. California parent gets 6 weeks prison in admission scandal. Defendant, Ahmaud Arbery trapped like a rat before slaying. Federal judge refuses Trump request to block January 6 records. Capitol rioter who hit officer gets over 3 years in prison. Kyle Rittenhouse defends shootings, claiming self-defense. Key takeaways from Day 7. Man who killed wife, 3 children sentenced to life in prison. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Alec Baldwin film tragedy, crew member sues for negligence. China, northeastern city sees highest snowfall in 116 years. Watch as hot air balloonist breaks world record. Elon Musk, Tesla boss sells $5 billion of shares after Twitter poll. COP26, cautious welcome for unexpected as China climate agreement. Climate change, Iran says lift sanctions and will ratify Paris Agreement. Uber sued by Justice Department for overcharging disabled people. The man turning cities into giant sponges to embrace floods. Kyle Rittenhouse, U.S. teen gunman's lawyers seek mistrial. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Spectators watch SpaceX rocket launch from Florida. Fashion highlights from the CMA Awards. After delays, NASA and SpaceX launch 4 Crew 3 astronauts to International Space Station from Florida. The Challenge, All-Stars reunites past reality favorites. Chicago cops face suspensions, firings after raiding Bronx home and handcuffing naked woman. Texas schools can issue mask mandates, federal judge rules, 900K kids ages 5-11 jabbed in first days of rollout, COVID updates. Kyle Rittenhouse murder trial turns heated, emotional as defense demands a mistrial. Tears 2, yelling and calls for a mistrial, what a dramatic day could mean for the Kyle Rittenhouse murder trial. Vehicle held for teen victim of Houston festival crush. Georgia man who called police on Ahmaud Arbery describes shocking scene in the street after shooting. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Los Angeles County records first flu death of 2021 to 2022 season. Incumbents in California could face re-election challenges under draft congressional maps. Whittier woman arrested on suspicion of selling fake COVID-19 vaccine cards. Apple computer built by Wozniak and Jobs fetches $500,000 at Southern California auction. Second guilty plea entered in Mac Miller's fentanyl overdose. Group says it has enough signatures to force LA Councilman Mike Bonin recall vote. Sequoia National Park, charred by wildfire, to partially reopen Thursday. Hate crimes increased by 20% in LA County last year. How worried should California be about another winter COVID-19 surge? What we know. What do LA students want most? Mental health help, an adult to listen, reliable tech. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, November 11th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Tuvalu seeks to retain statehood if it sinks completely as sea levels rise. Australia lobbied UNESCO to remove reference to 1.5°C global warming limit to protect heritage sites. The US and China announced an agreement Wednesday to ramp up their cooperative climate ambitions. Elephant DNA helps authorities make $3.5 million international ivory trafficking bust. Uranium mining bond reinstated in Greenland. France experiencing start of 5th wave of COVID epidemic. Minister. Ireland stops asking pupils to debate whether all gays molest children. China's Evergrande Group officially defaults. U.S. and allies would take action if Taiwan attacked, Blinken. Chile's president has been impeached over the Pandora Papers allegations. China and the U.S. announced plan to work together on cutting emissions. Shell and BP cancel COP26 appearance as analysis exposes fossil fuel lobbyists at COP. Russia's COVID deaths hit new daily peak, some hospitals run low on oxygen. Armenian genocide recognition bill passes first reading at UK House of Commons without objections. The Afghan military was made up of ghost soldiers who didn't actually exist, and that's why it collapsed so rapidly, ex-finance minister. The next headlines are from Forbes. Lucas Mecha, the number 9 that could finally fill the void for Germany. General Manager Brian Cashman hints at an active off-season for the Yankees. Blackpink's Lisa and Rose, Addis, N-Hypen and Monsta X collect new album certifications in Korea. EWA Dynamite results, winners, news and notes on November 10, 2021. Federal judge tosses out Texas ban on school mask mandates. The Indiana Pacers need better solutions to defend brawny forwards. Mavs Gaming wins lottery, first overall pick in 2022 NBA 2K League draft. Review, Belfast is an intriguing look at childhood sentimentality that struggles to find its narrative footing. We can have retail media networks and privacy, 4 principles. Jian Somi joins Blackpink's Lisa and Rose and IU with her first hit on Billboard's global chart. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Sleeplessness and anxiety, PhD supervisors on toll of COVID pandemic. Cognitive control persistently enhances hippocampal information processing. Dietary palmitic acid promotes aprometastatic memory via Schwann cells. Structures of the HER2, HER3, NRG1B complex reveal a dynamic dimer interface. In situ formation of SNA X species for efficient propane dehydrogenation. Temporal transitions in the postmitotic nervous system of Chinorhabditis elegans I. Self-guarding of MORC3 enables virulence factor-triggered immunity. An optical lattice with sound. Globally resolved surface temperature since the last glacial maximum. Bubble casting soft robotics. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,743,865,297 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Netflix is expanding its appeal to Japanese filmmakers, says Sakamoto Kata exclusive. Jeremy Renner suffers through prison drama. Mayor of Kingstown, TV review. Chris Stapleton and Luke Combs top CMA awards, as Jennifer Hudson and Mickey Guyton steal the show. Jerry Douglas, longtime star of The Young and the Restless, dies at 88. Zoya actor to direct the Archie's comic book adaptation for Netflix exclusive. The Masked Singer reveals identities of the Jester and Pepper. Here are the stars under the masks. MGM courting Jake Gyllenhaal, Doug Liman for Roadhouse remake. Drake opens his own large-scale music nightclub, History, in Toronto. John Legend signs with Republic Records after 17 years with Sony. Disney chief says studio is closely watching how family films play in cinemas as it plots streaming strategy. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Judge rules the governor cannot stop Texas schools from requiring masks. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's son is sentenced for stabbing a neighbor. Human space traveler number 600 is launched into orbit. Boy who was under 1 pound at birth is the world's most premature infant to survive. A crew member files the first known lawsuit over shootings on the Rust movie set. Astroworld's safety plan called for deceased to be referred to as Smurfs. Why low-income countries are so short on COVID vaccines. Hint, it's not boosters. A judge temporarily halts baby powder cancer lawsuits against Johnson & Johnson. How SARS-CoV-2 in American deer could alter the course of the global pandemic. People exposed to lead in Flint, Mich, Water will get a $626 million settlement. The following headlines are from The Week. Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell swap late-night shows, promote movies they haven't seen on Fallon and Kimmel. High school runner pushes her brother in his wheelchair during every race. Houston police chief walks back story of Astroworld Festival guard knocked out with drug injection. At 74, this Kentucky woman finally fulfilled her dream of getting a tattoo. Federal judge overrules Texas Governor Greg Abbott's ban on school mask mandates. Top 8 official says thousands of Afghan refugees are entering Iran every day. Kids care most about education, climate change, new, weak junior, survey finds. Ex-MMA fighter is first person sentenced for assaulting police officer during Capitol riot. Weak junior, survey finds Generation Alpha wants adults to listen more. U.S. and China issue surprise joint climate pledge during COP26, a step we can build on. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Invisible scars. The next headlines are from Universe Today. The sounds of Mars, hear the wind and crunch of rover wheels on the red planet. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, November 11th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. SpaceX targeting today for Crew 3 astronaut launch. Planet observing is easy, top tips here. Permafrost thaw in the Arctic, in the next 30 years. The next news is from Politico. Trust deficit stalls vaccinations in Eastern Europe, driving new COVID surge. Harris, Macron paper over diplomatic spat with smiles. The climate activists stealing big oil's playbook. Judge again rejects Trump's effort to delay January 6 committee's bid for his White House records. Federal judge says Texas governor's ban on school mask mandates violates Americans with Disabilities Act. Judge okays $626 million settlement in Flint water litigation. California midterm battles await, if only candidates knew where. D.C. officials stew after January 6 prisoners' complaints prompt federal pullout from jail. First round of Florida maps give GOP 1-seat boost. U.S. and China step to forefront as climate talks near endgame. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Man's body pulled from NSW River after witness raised the alarm. Race by race preview and tips for Canterbury on Friday night. Orica sees growth into 2022 as miners recover from perfect storm. Cannon smoke and gun leaves mingle on Remembrance Day at the shrine. Going green, a golden opportunity for the Aussie economy, executives declare. I'm going to end up killing this kid soon, father's text before baby boy died. New tolls on horizon for Harbour Bridge and Tunnel, documents reveal. Australia News Live, Victoria records 1,313 new COVID-19 cases, 4 lives lost. NSW records 261 new local cases, 1 death. Heavy rain lashes parts of the country. It's all about the Chanel dress, not Coco, at the NGV. Measles will be back after 22 million babies miss their shots, WHO. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The moneyest, my wife will receive the lion's share. My mother-in-law has 2 daughters, and 3 stepdaughters. What moral duty does she have to them? This holiday travel season will be a challenge. Here's how travelers can prepare themselves. Living with climate change, a Made in America tax credit, what car buyers considering a Tesla, Rivian or other EVs need to know about Build Back Better. IPO report, Lulu's Fashion Lounge prices IPO at $16 a share, at low end of range. Elon Musk has sold roughly $5 billion in Tesla stock this week, and probably isn't done. IPO report, Expensify stock surges after IPO and vote of confidence for rare profitable tech company. IPO report, Rivian Automotive stock soars in trading debut, in the largest IPO of the year. Earnings results, a firm stock surges after company expands Amazon relationship, delivers upbeat earnings. The ratings game, Poshmark shares plunge as analysts express optimism about resale but call quarterly results disappointing. Earnings results, Beyond Meat shares drop 19% on poor quarter, weak outlook. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Nokia reaches 4,000,5G essential patent families milestone, Globe Newswire. Moderna and U.S. at odds over vaccine patent rights, The New York Times. Swampscott Historical Commission announces the opening of the inaugural exhibit of treasures from historical archives, patch.com. Silo Pharma, Incorporated, Management's Discussion and Analysis of Financial Condition and Results of Operations, Form 10-Q, MarketScreener.com. South Florida firm sues Disney for allegedly stealing Star Wars right IP Daily Business Review, Law.com. Lennox resident joins the big board of directors, iBerkshires.com. Apple standing to appeal Qualcomm rulings divides Fed, SER, Bloomberg Law. 4 ways to significantly reduce the cost of obtaining new patents and managing IP, Entrepreneur. Proof of right under the Indian patent law, Lexology. Managing patent risk, why proactive engagement costs less IAM. The next headlines are from Quartz. India's central banker believes the number of crypto investors in the country is exaggerated. Ola still doesn't have a delivery date for its electric scooter 3 months after its launch. Electric truck maker Rivian surpassed GM and Ford in market cap at its IPO debut. Creative types say it's better to be nice than brilliant, here's why. Oat milk. What is climate justice? Time's up for fossil fuels. U.S. inflation is no longer just about used cars. Food deliveries M&A frenzy is just getting started. Beepler is changing the relationship between the artist and the collector. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Denuvo games once again broken for paying customers thanks to DRM mishap. Content moderation case study, electric truck company uses copyright claims to hide criticism, 2020. Apple faces yet more right to repair backlash over iPhone 13 screen. Missouri admits it F-worded up in exposing teacher data, offers apology to teachers, but not to journalists it falsely accused of hacking. 7 years after discovering rogue Stingray devices in D.C., the federal gov still doesn't have any idea what to do about it. Daily Deal, Stack Skills Unlimited. The latest version of Congress's anti-algorithm bill is based on 2 separate debunked myths and a misunderstanding of how things work. Infrastructure bill is great for broadband, but still ignores the real problem, monopolies and corruption. Gasp, YouTube shutters account for person committing DMCA takedown fraud. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Wizards. Jimmy Butler. Blake Shelton. Keith Urban. Natasha Bedingfield. Veterans Day deals. SpaceX launch. Michigan basketball. Cotton candy lobster. Veterans Day. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Alec Baldwin sued over fatal Rust shooting as armorer claims she's being framed. Multiple states slap Biden with another vaccine mandate lawsuit. U.S. anti-terror agency warns new COVID lockdowns may inspire extremists. Biden admits prices too high and promises to save Christmas. International Space Station dodges Chinese satellite debris. Welcome the Great Narrative, brought to you by the mastermind of Great Reset. Apple lets user scan vicinity to find sneaky AirTags. Don't get brazen with me, judge in Rittenhouse case unloads on prosecutor, video. Former MMA fighter sentenced for role in U.S. Capitol riot. Parents sue to oust chair of bathroom assault schools board. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Fabulous, MSNBC anchor Brian Williams is finally retiring. The two real reasons Democrats lost Virginia, a woke postmortem. China blinks, as contagion from property sector crash spreads, regulators set to ease bond rules. Do antiviral pills negate the need for vaccine mandates? Citadel's Ken Griffin sees Ethereum surpassing and replacing Bitcoin. Elon Musk confirms his tax-related selling sparked this week's big TSLA tumble. GM says it's getting a better flow of semis and that all plants in North America are operating regularly. U.S. tests Israel's Iron Dome in Guam with eye on China. Biden's unhinged socialist banking nominee wants oil, coal, and gas industries to go bankrupt. Personal ATMs are back, homeowners tapping into equity in biggest drawdown since 2007. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. PNG caught between COVID and vaccine skeptics in pandemic battle. U.S. judge approves $626 M water settlement for Flint, Michigan. China's Xi warns against returning to Cold War tensions. Rivian briefly touches $100 billion value before easing on gains. Disney Plus sees smallest subscriber growth since debut. COVID vaccine inequity persists in Americas, WHO warns. Morocco, MENA's rare climate change success story. Biden signs bill urging Nicaragua sanctions after contested vote. January 6 rioter who assaulted police officer gets 41 months in jail. Uber sued by U.S. for charging disabled riders wait time fee. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Exclusive O'Donnell, 100 years ago America established a sacred memorial, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Klein, reconciliation bill will help control federal spending thanks to things like increased IRS enforcement. Cal USC game postponed due to coronavirus outbreak among 99% vaccinated Golden Bears team. Republicans voted for Biden's infrastructure bill after securing cash from Chamber of Commerce. Joe Biden marvels at $4.50 a gallon gas prices. Did you ever think you'd be paying this much? More than 20 Chicago labor unions file legal challenge against Mayor Lightfoot's vaccine mandate. Rust crew member sues Alec Baldwin, others over fatal on-set shooting. Supply chain crisis brings pain to TV networks, companies slash ad spending. CNN poll, 3 out of 4 people believe Facebook harms society. Poll, 2% of Democrats believe Biden's reconciliation debate has helped them. The next headlines are from UPI News. North Carolina man turns $50 lottery win into $100,000. Watch, highly venomous snake rescued from fishing net. Fox sold to Peruvian family as the dog captured 6 months after escape. Watch, steer spared slaughter after water slide adventure in Brazil. Mystery structure spotted off Florida coast was a heavy lifting barge. Woman runs 95 marathons in 95 days, earns Guinness World Record. Indiana deputy corrals pair of escaped ponies. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Watch loan company give 11 homes to 11 stunned veterans, and everyone can enter now to win the last one. Why do dogs tilt their heads? Scientists look at what's going on in their minds. Sweat collecting patch inspired by cactus spines eliminates need for diabetics to prick for blood. Teacher shares brilliant band-aid lesson to teach kids about fairness, and it goes viral. Watch Dwayne Johnson give $30K truck to the guy who took him in when The Rock was a homeless teenager. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, November 11th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. 10 Republican-led states sue over vaccine mandate for healthcare workers. Ex-Muncie Mayor Dennis Tyler sentenced to 1 year in prison. Cats can track your invisible presence using only their ears. Austrian brothel offers free entry to those who get vaccinations, CNN video. So bad, it's hilarious, Hollywood's biggest duds finally find fans. Terminally ill man arrested for mooning at speed camera. Dressing down for MPs who got drunk on flight to visit troops. Japan train driver sues over 49 cents in docked wages. Holy water and prayers must restore altar in Flemish church after sex video. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. New dark matter theory has a terrifying explanation for the universe's expansion. Tesla's biggest Cybertruck competitor just rolled out the largest IPO this year. Tesla's biggest Cybertruck competitor just rolled out the biggest IPO this year. Unis are using AI to keep students from cheating, and it's a bit creepy. 3 reasons why sodium-ion batteries may dethrone lithium. Meta's ban on sensitive ad categories doesn't spell the end for micro-targeting on Facebook. Get Power Director and Photo Director to create brilliant videos and images, now over 40% off. This mini-gaming system with over 600 games is on sale at this $30 pre-Black Friday price. Move over, batteries, green hydrogen is the key to getting flying taxis off the ground. Apple is trying to delay third-party App Store payments despite judges' orders. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Capturing the impact of human sewage on Earth's coastal ecosystems. Reversing new-onset type 1 diabetes with pyramid-like DNA, mouse study. Students research upends understanding of upper atmospheric wind. Female bush babies more stressed, may be more vulnerable to changing environment. Zika virus-specific therapy protects the fetal mouse brain. How do we learn to learn? New research offers an education. Spread of Trans-Eurasian languages was due to agriculture. Adding sound to quantum simulations. Global temperatures over last 24,000 years show today's warming unprecedented. Striking difference between neurons of humans and other mammals. The next headlines are from Information Week. The IT talent crisis, 2 ways to hire and retain. Skilling up the cybersecurity workforce of tomorrow. Crisis learnings can fuel technology leaders' innovation strategies. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, November 11th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA to provide coverage of U.S. Astronaut Hall of Fame induction. NASA to host briefing on laser communications demonstration. NASA SpaceX Crew 2 astronauts to discuss mission, splashdown. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Dixie State University to get new name after tense but final approval. Utah's bail reform package breezes through the legislature. Former Utah Royals player Aminata Diallo arrested after attack on PSG teammate. Utah legislature weighs in against Biden's IRS reporting proposal. Why Salt Lake County swimmers are frustrated, and it has nothing to do with the water. Utah lawmakers battle COVID vaccine mandates with another mandate. Utah lawmakers punish Intermountain Power, allege the utility's interests no longer align with the state. Andy Larson, Utah's gerrymandered maps aren't just politics as usual, they're worse than that. One dead, another wounded after shooting in Ogden. Here's where to honor members of the armed forces on Veterans Day. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Steam Deck delayed, Valve apologizes. Apple will no longer break Face ID on repaired iPhone 13s. Unity to buy the Lord of the Rings VFX studio at a Digital in $1.63 billion deal. 3 out of 4 adults think Facebook is making society worse, poll finds. Netflix starts rolling out AV1 codec to TVs. Rivian goes public in one of the biggest IPOs ever. Infrastructure bill's drunk driving tech mandate leaves some privacy advocates nervous. Amazon discussing renaming IMDb TV to help draw more viewers. China pledges more aggressive climate action in joint statement with U.S. Justice Department sues Uber over charging wait time fees for disabled people. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. St. Louis is among the cities with highest jump in inflation. St. Louis County man sentenced for violent horror show involving wife and couple. Netflix, other streaming companies want East St. Louis lawsuit dismissed. St. Louis Cardinals moving winter warm-up to Busch Stadium, Ballpark Village. Cold case, I-70 killer investigation gets dozens of new tips. National Signing Day, University of Missouri signs East St. Louis point guard as part of 2022 class. St. Louis father and son indicted in drug trafficking conspiracy. Grand jury indicts St. Louis man in international drug ring. St. Louis girls bakery dreams lead to $400K for treatment. Report, St. Louis rejected $100 million settlement from Stan Kroenke over Rams move. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Blustery Santa Ana winds, heat raises San Diego's wildfire risk. Watch, wounded pelican returns to wild after care from SeaWorld cruise. County leaders change public comment policy to curb hate speech. Judge says Milite children will remain with Larry's parents at family home. Semper Fi, U.S. Marine Corps celebrates 246th birthday. Sheriff unveils new emergency vehicle training center. 3 San Diego zip codes make list of nation's most expensive real estate. SandEgg details project's $1.2 trillion infrastructure plan will help fund. 4 husky puppies still searching for loving homes. Police, man killed in stabbing after knocking on random door in search of family member. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. German defense firm showcases new air defense system. Hermes unveils autonomous high-speed aircraft. Drone delivers life-saving blood to medics on the battlefield. The next headlines are from Sup China, top news about China. Xi Jinping's greatest hits, so far. Chinese grad student dies in Chicago shooting rampage. Luo Jialing, aka Liza Hardoon, in the height of global Shanghai. We will not stop, students of Nanjing University protest school's handling of sexual harassment case. Chinese fans leave behind government's video game bashing to celebrate esports team's world title. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, November 11th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. South Bay health officials urge people to get COVID-19 booster shot. Shankau announces candidacy for Oakland mayor. Comedians on bicycles getting bobs as the sugar rush San Francisco needs. EPA pledges $630 million to prevent Mexican raw sewage from flowing into California. More than 2M at-home COVID tests recalled due to false positive concerns. Massive storm causes water damage at Oakland Museum. Catalytic converter ring busted by East Bay police. 2 hospitalized in Antioch shooting. City of Mountain View asking community to conserve water, declares stage 1 water shortage. Are toy shortages coming this holiday season? The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Match day, Spain at Greece, Croatia aims to gain on Russia. Rittenhouse, I didn't do anything wrong, I defended myself. Explainer, how did Rittenhouse do on stand-in murder trial? Rittenhouse testifies, sometimes tearfully, I didn't do anything wrong, I defended myself. State Supreme Court asked to rule in Lyft rape case. Wheeling police, 21-year-old mother killed, 1-year-old daughter kidnapped. Bensonville man dies in three-vehicle crash on I-55. Multi-state human trafficking suit linked to Bartlett Temple. He was my grumpy old goat, public invited to Army Veterans Memorial Saturday. What we learned about Kyle Rittenhouse's life from his testimony. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Final phase of repairs to West Seattle Bridge begin this month, expect to see crews. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Terry 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6M, depth 10 km, in Indonesia October 11, 2021, 1746 UTC, about 31,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6.6M, depth 10 km, in Japan October 11, 2021, 1545 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil, Peru. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Italy. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, November 11th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Astroworld tragedy, Governor Abbott forms Texas task force on concert safety in wake of Houston festival. Classmates of Brianna Rodriguez say she fell when Astroworld crowd surged. CMA Awards red carpet fashion, what the stars are wearing on country music's biggest night. Texas schools can again set their own face mask rules after federal judge overrules Abbott's ban. CMA winners 2021, see who takes home awards on country's biggest night. Memorial High School freshman John Hilgert among those killed at Astroworld Festival. 8-day-old baby boy killed in dog attack in North Carolina. On the red carpet is counting down to the 55th CMA Awards on ABC. Bun B and Houston food trucks team up for Astroworld victims fundraiser. Concert goer says his perspective on rage culture has changed following Astroworld Festival. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Alabama hoops lands pair of five-star prospects for first time. Migrant march dwindles in southern Mexico. Dixie State University name change passes Utah legislature. Man to plead guilty in rapper Mac Miller's drug death. Climate finance isn't charity, says Indian minister at COP26. Feds abandon plan to shrink habitat of rare red wolves. Burns on Pets Jones, I wish my D-end friends happy hunting. Bills McDermott says running game issues date to last year. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Denial, fuzzy memory, and obfuscation, Andrew Cuomo's 11 hours with AG investigators. Extra, shockingly, NYC not among the top 10 most livable cities in world. Agreement on Gowanus rezoning will bring 8,000 new apartments, public housing investment. 200 Madison Avenue lobby, adorned with peacocks and lion heads, landmarked by city. 10,000 young kids vaccinated at NYC schools over 2 days. Behold, the spectacular fall foliage on Governor's Island from above. Coronavirus stats, school edition, tracking outbreaks in NYC education. Early edition, Paul Rudd embraces life as sexiest man of the year. NYC. Removes Donald Trump adopt a highway sign on Henry Hudson Parkway. Capping the Cross Bronx, infrastructure bill to be used to undo Robert Moses-era environmental racism. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Tedros calls for new high-level working group to get 40% vaccinated by year's end. UN chief welcomes China's pledge to cooperate on climate action. New UNESCO education report calls for new social contract. Wake-up call to assist Dr. Congo battle food insecurity. Climate change increasing threats in Southwest Pacific, WMO report. COP26, avoiding carbon tunnel vision, action on climate change needs an interconnected response. Era free of fossil fuel-powered vehicles comes into focus at COP26, draft outcome is met with calls for more ambition. UN police better placed for today's challenges to peace and security. Landmine casualties exceptionally high, Syria and Afghanistan worst hit. Resolve intolerable Belarus-Poland border migrant crisis, UN rights chief. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. The metaverse is Big Brother in disguise, freedom meted out by technological tyrants. More than half of U.S. states are soon to stop Biden's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. James O'Keefe reveals details of military-style FBI raid on his home. Highest U.S. inflation since 1990, CPI plus 6.2%. Biden's unhinged socialist banking nominee wants oil, coal, and gas industries to go bankrupt. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Should a bottle always be put on tires when parked? Does Georgia have no way to verify 2020 presidential election results? Did a man try to save a giant crocodile and find something inside it? Rittenhouse murder case thrown into jeopardy by mistrial bid. Did Navy SEALs raid cargo ship full of smuggled children? Capitol rioter who hit officer gets over 3 years in prison. Was woman removed from flight for insisting on COVID-19 vaccinations? Prince Harry says he warned Twitter CEO of U.S. Capitol riot. NASA bombs astronaut moon landing to 2025 at earliest. Federal judge refuses Trump request to block January 6 records. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Video questioning vaccine efficacy pushes falsehood about Israel data. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Fox News host Jeanine Pirro offers up wild defense of Kyle Rittenhouse. Black Friday started early this year. Here are all the deals worth shopping. Sugar paper makes beautifully wrapped gifts easy, and everything you need is at Target. Cuomo described aide he allegedly groped as a flirtatious gossip hotline. Houston cops backtrack on wild Astroworld needle prick theory. White supremacists are going all in on anti-vaxxer rallies. U.S. Air Force member went on the run after Italian gang rape. A neighborhood hotel with a different Miami view just reopened. Wannabe Paul who threatened pro-mask school boards cannot accept he lost bigly. Poop from meat eaters is killing coral reefs. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Kyrie Irving's absence making Steve Nash earn his money with Mets. Brian Williams talking to ABC, CNN about a TV comeback. It's easy to forget how important Mitchell Robinson is to Knicks. Biden concedes his COVID stimulus checks fueled spike in inflation. Rep. Jeff Hoverson misses his anti-vaccine mandate rally after getting COVID-19. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Long trips to space linked to possible brain damage. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. U.S. and China release new joint climate pledge. Murder hornets cause bees to make fear screams. Magic and Cookie Johnson on surviving HIV, stopping the stigma and building an empire. How to watch longest partial lunar eclipse. Pfizer asks FDA to authorize COVID-19 booster shots for all adults. COVID cases spike across Europe. Nancy Pelosi promises climate action at COP26 as activists slam summit for lack of urgency. Biden administration calls on school districts to create vaccine clinics for young students. How climate change threatens pregnant women. Pfizer requests FDA authorization for COVID booster. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Black Lives Matter activists threaten riots if Mayor-elect Eric Adams reinstates controversial NYPD anti-crime units. Arby's to sell limited edition curly fry and crinkle fry vodka. Cuomo said he was unclear about the meaning of girlfriend during harassment probe. Gold tooth worth $300 found in Salvation Army kettle. Biden, infrastructure bill will ease economy woes, just wait. New York lawmakers to review Cuomo impeachment report next week. NY Attorney General releases Cuomo sex harass probe transcripts including accusers and former governor. Virginia school board members call for burning books of sexually explicit material. Kyle Rittenhouse breaks down on the stand while testifying in murder trial, defense asks for mistrial. Bronx family mourns 6-year-old New York City Housing Authority fire victim as badly burned dad recovers from rescue attempt. They were just trying to get out exclusive. The following headlines are from military.com. Cold War veterans in Rhode Island are now eligible for property tax exemption. National parks offer free admission to everyone on Veterans Day. First Lady, coalition vow to step up support for hidden helpers. Israel readying for possible Iran conflict, officials say. 100 years of the tomb of the unknown soldier. U.S. presses Russia over troop buildup along Ukraine border. Militaries around the world are severely underreporting carbon emissions, researchers say. Taliban urge ex-Afghan military pilots to stay, serve nation. Air Force report, nearly half in survey saw abuse, violence. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Chicago Park District presents 2022 budget recommendations, including a new Office of Protection. As holidays approach, latest rise in Illinois coronavirus cases could mark the beginning of yet another wave. Chicago Park District Board President Davis Lavelle resigns in the wake of criticism of lifeguard sexual abuse investigation. It's chaotic. Oak Park residents given 5 days to move out of unsound building. Elderly Beach Park man dies after apparently trying to walk away from crashed vehicle. Warrant issued for 16-year-old neighbor in Strabel killing of Zion mother while inside her home. Battle of the Billionaires rages on as Ken Griffin vows to go all in to defeat Governor J.B. Pritzker. 23 more labor unions file new legal challenge to Chicago's vaccine mandate deadline. Recent University of Chicago graduate killed in Hyde Park. Recent University of Chicago graduate killed in Hyde Park identified as international student. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Toothfest, Tooth Curious, new study uncovers novel approach to plant-based diet, unique to long-necked dinosaurs. Pay for performance incentives may put innovation at risk. Disclosures on auditor firings are useless in forecasting restatement trouble, study shows. Improve recycling compliance by using this technique in public service announcements. Humans are guilty of breaking an oceanic law of nature, study. SpaceX aims for night crew launch, ailing astronaut now okay. Methane's short lifespan presents golden opportunity to quickly address climate change. Competing quantum interactions enable single molecules to stand up. Researchers puncture explanation for largest increase of biodiversity in Earth's history. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, November 11th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. The ancient art of raising turkeys. Yes, Galileo actually said that. 5 endangered animals you should meet. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. No Sprite, no spite, Braves and the Paulus beaming as WS champ. Notebook, Sounders ramp up the intensity as training resumes ahead of playoffs. Agency calls for Chicago police firings in botched 2019 raid. Powell's book survive Amazon, can it reinvent itself after the pandemic? UCLA's Riley out versus number 4 Villanova after injuring knee. Rescued seal back in the wild after recovering from eye surgery in Seattle. Ducks GM Murray resigns, plans to enter treatment program. WA Cares Fund recommendations delayed with lawsuit filed against Washington State's long-term care program. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Another Oakland council member launches bid for mayor's race. Rittenhouse, I didn't do anything wrong, I defended myself. Arrests announced in 2019 slaying of Redwood City teen. Walnut Creek man charged with murdering his mother. Defendant, Arbery trapped like a rat before dying. Opera San Jose takes on action-packed Dido and Aeneas. Santa Clara County eyeing expansion of its health insurance program. Santa Clara, Council nixes White Oak Lane site for potential home-key development. Man arrested in Oakley double homicide to be released without charges, but investigation continues. COVID, Alameda County mandates vaccines for first responders, with testing option. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Inside the Beltway, only 91 military veterans in Congress. Saul Omarova, Biden pick for top Treasury post, under fire for extreme views on energy, Wall Street. Antony Blinken warns Russia over troop buildup, regional aggression. Kevin Stitt, Oklahoma governor, orders stop to non-binary birth certificates. Crew member sues Alec Baldwin, others over Rust shooting. California governor puzzled by reaction to his absence. China tests port-destroying bomb. Democrats call for Biden administration probe of sex assault complaints at Liberty University. Biden touts infrastructure bill as easing port congestion. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Inflation is good for you. A right-wing brawler asked a court to protect him from an anti-fascist's tweets. How climate activists push the left edge of the possible. Strike wave, workers flex their muscle in tight labor market. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, November 11th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Violent death of Chinese student in Hyde Park sparks calls for action, but few specifics on how to combat city's rising crime. East Coast gambling company deals Chicago 2 casino bids, but alderman wants one to fold immediately. Magnificent Mile Lights Festival to be live again with Kool and the Gang, Deborah Cox, tag team. The Mix, things to do in Chicago November 11th to 17th. Bulls guard Kobe White could make season debut on West Coast trip. Clyde Emmerich, longest tenured Bears employee, dies at 90. White Sox Liam Hendriks claims second straight AL Reliever of Year honor. Stay tuned, Republicans, GOP on verge of getting candidate for Illinois Secretary of State. No hedging this time, richest Illinoisan vows to go all in to beat Pritzker, Dems see Griffin financing Rauner 2.0. Mice, roaches and no cleaning supplies, CPS custodians protest dirty school conditions. The next headlines are from the Times of India. 12 killed in Rajasthan bus trailer crash. Live, Bengal to launch house-to-house campaign for COVID vaccination. COVID prevented duty cut earlier, Hardy Puri. Techie held for rape threats to cricketer's baby. Excise cut not linked to Bible results, Nitin Gadkari. Nika's founder now India's richest self-made bizwoman. Fadnavis had links with D8, gave crooks mantri status, Malik. No immunity from IBC for state discoms, says Center. Cabinet restores MPLAD scheme after COVID break. As pledges fall short, India says advance net zero target. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, November 11th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Dine-in or takeout deals for Thanksgiving 2021. Preview, Churches at White Oak Music Hall, Houston, November 9, 2021. What are the chances the Astros retain their free agents? Things to do, Gus Clark and the least of his problems perform at Continental Club. What FDR had that Biden doesn't? How accessible are Houston's theaters? This week's best concerts. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Disney's ridiculous Star Wars hotel is sold out for 4 months, despite ridiculousness. How to block your ex, or other annoying users, on Spotify. Todd Howard, man who announced Elder Scrolls VI 3 years ago, wants you to know the Fallout show is still happening. The new Transformers and Star Trek movies just got delayed. Department of Justice says Uber charged passengers with disabilities illegal wait time fees. Welp, Vizio now makes twice as much from advertising as it does from selling TVs. Jurassic Park, Camp Cretaceous has completely lost its new trailer. Watch SpaceX launch its third crewed mission to the space station. Steam Deck launch delayed as Valve succumbs to the chip crunch. What is COP26 and why is it important? What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Mariental in Namibia at 107.78 degrees Fahrenheit or 42.1 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 68.62 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 55.9 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. White House hails vaccine mandates as number of unvaccinated drops 40%. Watch live, NASA's Crew 3 mission set to launch on a Falcon 9 rocket. Apple will no longer break Face ID on repaired iPhone 13s. More than 1,000 Android phones found infected by creepy new spyware. Valve delays Steam Deck launch 2 months to February 2022. Senator Lindsey Graham, I will do everything in my power to block Biden FCC pick. Physicists say they finally solved the teapot effect, for real this time. Theranos tests detected prostate cancer marker in prostateless women. Ars is reviewing Amazon's The Wheel of Time series. Google loses appeal, faces €2.4 billion shopping antitrust fine. The following headlines are from Raw Story. There's a big disparity in how law enforcement treats BLM protesters and far-right gangs, former FBI agent. A Trump-aligned think tank's pre-election war game gets exposed, and it's not a pretty picture. Pro-infrastructure Republicans are facing a barrage of abuse from furious Trump supporters, report. Trump's hotels are doomed, so he's focused on monetizing politics, WAPA reporter. Going to cause friction, NIT reporter says Trump will rage if Pence allies talk with Capitol Riot Committee. Charlottesville Nazis resurrect Trump's both sides argument in attempt to discredit pastor who protested Unite the Right. Whereas Kevin McCarthy, Gloria Bulger shreds GOP leaders' silence on Paul Gosar's outrageous actions. Somebody's going to get killed, Dem lawmaker hammers GOP for refusing to punish Gosar for violent video. MAGA rioter arrested for whacking police with a flagpole, after being identified by another suspect. Slur-spewing woman pleads guilty to assault after nearly running down black families at bakery. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. A Capitol rioter was just sentenced to 41 months in prison. GOP megadonor announces plans to fundraise for Joe Manchin. What's with all these fossil fuel lobbyists at UN climate talks? Democrats are still trying to figure out how to talk about Taiwan and China. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, November 11th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, November 11th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News.8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News.8. All rights reserved.